Cowers in with the timing.
You don't want to be taking dry fights against Alpha yet. He's just been unbelievable in this tournament and at Tokyo. But Les is currently wrapping people up on the other side of things, and what a matchup that is too, Brian.
Yeah, Alpha needs to go down here in some way or form, but certainly a matchup to be waiting for. The desk was also highlighting that, you know, the Les versus Alpha argument. Alpha making, yeah, Alpha making, yeah, getting the better of it right there, but also Alpha throughout the group stage. I mean, making me eat my words in terms of, you know, the top 20 lists.
I mean, he's tied #1 in first kill per round.
Yeah.
Playing center.
He's popping off.
That's unbelievable. And most of the time he's allowing it to come to him. He's not going around hunting stuff as much as somebody like Les even is, I think, currently. I think he has played against Zeta and Billy, you know, who deserve their spots in the positions of the bracket that they were in, for sure. But it's not like Fnatic have faced any tests yet.
Exactly, and that's what really we've been waiting for. It's a bit of a test now for Fnatic. Here we go. Buy round online. Finally the rifles. Nate being held for the first signs of life with just damage. Definitely being done. Durka's got to respect that one.
Interesting play from Boaster and Chronicle over towards A main, but the fight's happening in market again. Durka tries to take an opening fight. Gets destroyed by Aspas, and Leo,
he doesn't know which way to look.
So distracted potentially by Les, who's been brought down to half, trying to take fights against Alpha.
This is Loud feeling excelling at it. It's a healthy one of that. Flash through. Alpha trying to take a peek of it again. The Odin. It's a difficult weapon to make work in this scenario. He's lit up. Has to hug the boxes so he doesn't get spammed out, but just every angle being watched for, and this, you know, cautious approach and Loud are taking to the game. Hello, Alpha. Here to play, but eventually shut down towards the back of the site. And yeah, just a touch on that. I mean, Loud, they're taking the times in the moments. They're finding real awkward positions to punish the Fnatic players.
And on the pistol and the bonus, that's both come in market. That's been the area where they're putting the squeeze on Fnatic. They chose to try and take a bit of a trap between Boaster and Leo on the pistol, and here you see just the isolation. They know that Leo's around, Aspas gets pinged up, and it doesn't matter, they just force the fight anyway and win it. I don't think Durka's expecting that duel to come to him as quickly, to be honest. I think he's expecting Aspas to be put off by this over utility. What a great start for Loud on their attack side.
Run away from the no command for Loud, you can start farming up some of these orbs. Might not be the goal in mind though. Spikes on Sadak, so hoping to try and get through this one without using too many ults. Earn it through this one. Flood attempt. Running right round the corner here. Guardian in the hands of Boaster. He's lit up though.
Not the greatest fight to go for there.
He was hoping for a freebie. And wow, either side here. Fnatic getting picked apart. Ooh, that's a bit awkward, yet still lands it.
It's still very, very diligent from Loud, though. It looks like a bit of a misstep there, but the Nanoswarm going towards Heaven, and the Molly's pushing away anybody that might be playing inside the smoke. Ooh. Besides Alpha hitting something ridiculous with the Guardian, like he did on Haven earlier in this tournament, this one should be sealed up.
He's going to go for this. They do have money. The loser's bonus kicking in potentially. Here we go. Spotted though, they're low. Dart to the side, maybe to set something up on top, just missing that angle. Lovely shot again.
He's still popping.
Time is really running short. Yeah, you're seeing the form. It's there, flexing a little bit. But Loud winning another one, that's 4 in a row. Fantastic beginning.
Aspas is not good. Oh, he just managed to survive actually, so he's kept his gun into it. The bank is just unbelievable for Loud here. And not just that, the game simplifies when you win the opening rounds as heavily as this. They have a no command online now, and they know that Alpha, with his lockdown, is more likely to be playing retake on these sites. I wouldn't be surprised at all for Sadak to just read into this situation and have a very simple flowchart-esque idea of how he wants to approach this round. Now, as it happens, Alpha is not playing fully off-site. He does still have a Nanoswarm there, but he's playing outside of the 0-point range. The mind games are going to happen with both of these squads, though, because if Sadak expects them to be playing off-site, maybe he doesn't pop the null command, but it still comes through, and it is going to tag Alpha.
Here it is, though. Operator purchase for Durka. Tagged, he's got to respect it. Before opening pick-off, it is going to be the res, though, potentially online. Sadak, no command, no punish inside. Again, the tap of the plan to try and, again, Open up these sight lines. Poster, it's gone down in mid. So let's just watching that avenue.
Les is almost always going to be lurking on these kind of hits. Loud love to do 4-1 kind of setups. And this also allows them to pinch into tree if Les is allowed to survive, which is why they're clearing him out.
No way! He's just missed the timing. Chronicle is gifted with it. Lockdown is pushing him wide and out into the open. Loud corralled into the corner now. It's a 3v4, but they don't have any positioning onto the side, and it's fully being grouped up now. Bit of a tag onto it. Paranoia going all the way through. Alpha has so much trust in his teammate. He's just sticking it all the way through. Needs to be some damage done, and it's just not there.
Instant response from Fnatic. Alpha getting it done with his lockdown. I think the awareness to be able to clear out Les is also absolutely crucial in that scenario. If you allow Les to hover around in this area and he feels safe, they could try and make a fight for the lockdown in tree, or he's just going to survive as a backstab element and make it so much more difficult for you to be able to stick the defuse. Fnatic need to get rounds on the board here. 4 is already good for Loud on the attack side, and they have so many more opportunities.
Bank that was built up that you were talking about prior. Plenty more money invested in these rounds here. Typical exchange over towards A. Meanwhile, Durka is praying for that late lurk from Les. Just a little bit of a peek through tiles. Might get gifted it. There's the jump spot.
What a reaction.
And that is insane consistency.
Here comes the trap.
Tucked into wine. Flash, Paranoia, it all combines together for the absolute spray down.
Amazing setup there from Fnatic. One of the things that they do so well on Ascent is just the basics played to perfection. Their players are always going to be in the right position to get value out of utility like that. They've left 2Es in an impossible spot. If he plays this slowly, maybe Lau can just have a discussion about what went wrong, but they already know his positioning, Fnatic. Loud had some players very close to ultimates in that round. Had they been able to take A main control, suddenly Kawanzin would be able to access the Hunter's Fury. Or if Les was playing in that direction, they would have the lockdown. So Fnatic are choosing their spots to fight over these ult orbs really smartly.
30 seconds left.
And as you can see, the setup is very difficult to deal with. You've got the Flash and the Paranoia coming through at the same time. Potential for Chronicle to, use his fragment grenade to clear out the cubby, which you would try and hide in. It's just excellently done from Fnatic there. The timing picked was immaculate.
Yeah, really good game plan. Just weaving in the utility in that moment. He is going to be trying to keep onto this rival. No one's hunting him. There's plenty of chances though. I mean, Fnatic did have the money for it, but still, it will be another round on the board for them. So 2 now gained. And more critically as well, you're really stopping that snowball that you were talking about, because you get that early lead of Loud, you start building up the ultimate. Suddenly, you're looking at an unbelievable attack side. You're able to just really use them one after the other. Get a string of rounds going, but it's been shut down at just the right moment here for Fnatic.
Loud are still going to have these ults available, so they can try and send another big round, but it won't hurt the Fnatic bank in the same way. It won't cause an avalanche.
Yeah.
Fnatic have their own retake ultimate in the null command to try and play around with. Alarmbot goes down mid to start this one off for Fnatic. And a 3-player stack over towards B.
Utility just going to be broken, and it is a stack here. Maybe a bit of a read as well. I mean, Loud have been setting their sights towards A. Most of the time when they go for these B hits, they send most players through mid.
Les is also quite aggressive. If you give him space in B main, Les is likely to walk through.
Someone needs to break this. But Alpha, did it spot him? I'm not too sure.
I think. Yeah, look at the way that Kawanzin is holding that right corner as Les spams. I think that has been detected. A one-way thrown from Boaster. And Fnatic are really heavily fighting over B main control, as they were over A main in the previous round, but this time it doesn't lead to deaths, and Loud can pivot through Catwalk if they want, or at least open space here.
Yeah, I mean, Loud are just trying to fake presence like they're going through here. That is a disgusting angle. Top of the box here, Sadak removed. IGL on IGL violence, but it's going to be explored by Loud, still the alarm bot.
That pressure has also pulled Alpha yet away from B main, so they can try this split a little more effectively.
Here we go. Here's the time just get to be taken here. Lockdown to be used to try and clear the way through. Dart is good as well. Hunter's Fury. Kawanzin with the tag. Chronicle. He's dropped to his knees. They get the ult off on time. Updraft to dodge it. Durka avoiding it. That'll be the res inside. Still, the coverage is there, and time is really running short. There's only 20 seconds left into this one. Full containment. It's the name of the game here for Fnatic. Players are still alive, making sure that they don't leave any pieces
10 seconds
out wide. Here's the ult, but they don't have the spike. just yet. Need to get
10
themselves
seconds
into the site. Kawazin just breaking it. Still needs to be covered. 2 years covering the cross still. It's up to just Kawazin. Gets a player down. Does not win that fight. So, good stuff from Fnatic. Felt a bit shaky at times, but I thought they slow it down at the right moments.
And the player that ends up having the play to win the round there with the weirdest KO ult I've seen in a while is Chronicle. He popped his KO ult as he's getting a Hunter's Fury, and it's not necessarily to try and cancel the Sova ultimate, though you will see that play occasionally. It's just to keep himself alive, and he's giving info and comms throughout the whole round about where these players are positioned and where they're shooting him from. Loud can't start walking into sight because Chronicle's just going to spot them and they're going to get spammed through smokes.
Yeah, I'd love to see the kill that Alpha got in that moment, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, it must have been off the communication of Chronicle, right? When he's dropped to his knees and he's just seeing them all.
Yeah, I mean, you also had a player flanking through Market. Fnatic had got them completely contained. So a timeout here from Loud because they've lost 3 rounds in a row now. And that bank that they built up really early on, while it's still decent enough to give this another shot with a rifle v rifle, they've used the ultimates that they wanted to get value out of. Yeah. Lockdown, Hunter's Fury, both invested there for no results. And Fnatic is setting up so many threats around the map. We've already seen Fnatic fight very heavy for a re-clear A main, so that makes that a dangerous area. Boaster was on that strange off angle, peeking over the smoke, so that makes Catwalk a dangerous area. And you've also seen Alpha get tucked in on B main, so there are so many threats around the map that you need to be using utility to deal with and see whether or not they're happening. You know, in any given round, any of those could be setups unless you have info to prove otherwise. And those set plays are what makes Fnatic dangerous on this map, and why it's not bad for them, despite it being towards the bottom of their pool.
It's going to be the one-way smoke setup. Be a chance to fight over this one here. Knives exchanged, but broken. And so not going to be spotting out. Boaster, who's tucked himself into wine, used the paranoia very early on and repositions back to safety. Mid now. It's going to be the focus here, but Durka is lying in wait. Operator spotting his targets. I don't even know if he intended that one.
That is the tiniest little grab.
It felt like he spotted just the leg of Sadak, actually, and just took the shot anyway, but Aspas falls. That was the player with the knives. Flash has set it up as well. The Odin spam. Fnatic, one of the best at really maximizing the usage of that gun. So many layers to their setup. I mean, there's a bit of a breather in this moment here, but it's up to Loud to explore, take some risks, see if they can take a shot or two. I love the re-clearance.
And if Loud are going to play patiently like this, they are opening themselves up to re-clear strategies. That's a nice recon dart that finds value, and a missed shot by Durka.
Hello.
There is still a possibility in this round.
Definite chances, and look at this. Chronicle is just distracting the entire time, more than that. Earned himself the kill, Shorty running him down. It's Leo finishing him off with the shockies, okay.
Durka was set at 1-5 before this round began and hits an astounding operator shot to open things up and make it very difficult for Loud. Take a look at this one on the replay.
It was the...
He spots, I think Sadak the first
initially
time
goes to the re-peek and just shoots immediately, yeah.
And woe betide Loud if Durka comes online. Because at the moment, he's, you know, working around in mid, not being offered too much. He's gotten one op shot onto less on the jump peak. And one kill there onto Aspas.
Smoke in his face. Hard pressed. Didn't get much done here.
This is a very early drone.
Durka's going to make a go of this. Yep, straight through. It's pinpoint accuracy. Lovely punish of the drone, and he's in the moment plays for the instant reaction from Loud.
Look at the fight over Heaven here.
Gaining the side as well over towards Heaven. I mean, it's Alpha who really shuts this one down. 2 years, you really want to keep going for this. Spam into the corner, the coverage. Sadak has got his teammates back here. Paranoia now being held, and they are set up for it. 3 versus 3. Lit up though, and here's the Hunter's Fury on Orthodox with the angle. Damage is being done. It's followed them right into them, straight through Tree Leo. It's magnificent. All the placement towards him. 2 years with so much more to do here. Left in the clutch, 1v3. No easy fight. Not for him, not in that instance here. That is just beautiful. Leo's utility and ult in that round was massive.
And for Fnatic to recover that situation after Loud had made a nice reaction, double pushing through Heaven. I don't know if you spotted it, Sadak's wallbang is ridiculous. I don't know if we're going to catch a glimpse of this. The opening fight, though, off the back of this Sova drone, magnificent. They know that Loud have been going for 4-1 strategies a lot. Here's the ult that you were talking about, Bren, that applied a ton of pressure early on. Sadak's got a wallbang angle that goes through
on Heaven
from
with the
so
coverage,
deep.
yeah.
That's Alpha's reaction to getting wallbanged there. Take a look at that one back in a VOD review or something. Apply it to your rank games. That's nasty.
The money is still flowing, enough for weapons on either side. Same smoke. They're having to back away here. A lot of noise being made by Loud into mid. But this is a half that is, at this point, really getting away from them.
They're trying these A splits fairly frequently, but usually it's been the majority coming through main.
They can change the setup up once more. Smokes here. Bit of blind fire.
But I love this call from Sadak. He knows that Alfia has the lockdown, so he's going to be wanting to play with it towards tree. So if you're doing a split on them, then you control the tree area, at least if you're able to get through to the site.
2 years up towards Heaven, looking for info.
He's looking specifically for Durka. Is the operator on A? Are we going to be able to get in?
Bottom mid not smoked though. Less!
Bad jump peek again, that's twice.
Yeah, punished for it. Gave Durka the precise timing that he was looking for. Flash. Trying to take this one. Nade at the feet of Alpha though. Got to back away. Quite stand still. Paranoia a bit delayed here. Fnatic are going to be more than ready. Alpha. Well, he's going to fall there. Aspas. Plenty more left to do. Durka running him down. He's hunting. Damage there. But he done in a still the coverage.
Just using Sadak as a piece of bait. Look at him running away all the way back around through to A main to try and connect.
What they've got now is going to be quite brutal, but it's just again the angle's being. And Aspas might just be the entirety free so far, and surely enough damage is done. Leo is left to do it. What can he find? Spike ticking away. Not enough chances for it. So Loud. Step into bleeding. Making it nice and even.
And a fantastically called round there. Love the idea of putting pressure into an A split with many more players towards Catwalk. It's this kill though that really matters. That's the lockdown removed. As Durka was so hungry to try and punish Sadak. Yeah, that's the kind of play that's going to make Mini a little bothered. Durka potentially hoping that someone of his team had his back. Now you still have the lockdown to contend with. Kawanzine has an answer for it this time. What do we see?
Angle here. What is that?
How has that gotten a kill?
Durka just watching down for it, but I mean, Aspas peeks out with the updraft ahead of the round. Not even spotting this one out, still holding it. As there are attempts made as well to try and take, cat control. Ripped away.
Türk'ün double kill atırsa.
Pretty much sealed up.
Энэ раунд ч хэцүү Loud дэвд. Nice headshot.
Cheeky one.
Нэтэр маркетинг чөлөөсөн. Окей, гарч ирлээ. За. Kawanzine юу ч чадахгүй хаа.
This round has fallen to pieces instantly. It feels like there have been many of these moments where Fnatic's early round ideas just find a pick and suddenly they're in a massively advantageous spot.
За стил нэг л
has been able to survive with a few players, even to make the rounds winnable. Could Kawanzine do anything here? No way.
Almost hitting it, but yeah. Durka knows the angle to fire. Straight through it.
Loud is still going to have a fairly decent economy heading into the final round here of the first half. What is that? I don't understand. It looks like it's hit his toes.
Yeah, I mean, just insane reaction times. And I mean, Durka started this game off with a slow beginning, but now...
Did we miss the fact that Aspas had no armor or something? I just don't get that.
Fnatic-ийн coach раунд алдчихсан шиг баярлах юм.
Nasty stuff. Last chance here in the first half.
Look at Loud holding so far back, ready for some kind of fast play. all at tiles, but not wanting to move forwards into mid or B main at all.
Төсөн дээр нэлээд deep гүнзгий
Making a
бик хийж
peek
байна.
of it, damage done on top of it, the Sadak.
He nearly kebab skewered them all.
Absolutely. Unfortunate not to get away with it here. The Loud want to cancel, they want to go for this. I mean, time still on their side. Ult earned for Sadak, but they don't have the player advantage. Looks like they want to try and send this one. Still like Yuzo is there. Hunter's Fury. Angles are going to be watched for. You've got to try and get themselves into this one. Dodging, juking. Oh, Sadak's gone down. Fire. Dropped to his knees. That's a spike out in the open, and it needs to be an attempt to really make this. Any sort of go at this. 50 seconds here. Position. Reposition towards the back of the side. I don't think Loud are going to be aware of this.
No, I don't think so. Chronicle might have made the play here to win the round.
Bait and switch still. Angels one out, but yet there's Chronicle. Finally. Don't all rip. 30 seconds remaining. This is Loud just getting bogged down entirely. Spam into the corners.
Great shot.
Want to win.
Poster's in though.
Inside the smoke. Here's the tap.
Poster.
I'm going to be committed. Extension towards around here, but still that lockdown is brutal. You can't really break that one easily. Lockdown for a lockdown.
Lockdown is...
Like beacons here, points them towards it. Still the lockdown's going to go off. There's no chance to break it. Alpha gets his down. Loud just corralling it and pushing it. That's it, 6-6.
What an incredible recovery from Loud. Less making the play towards Market, but it's the recon from Kawanzin that collects two. And this is a 6-6 half already. Loud looking better than the time that they played Ascent at lock-in finals. This is deliberate so that Sadak can get revived to full health.
That is insane.
That's unbelievable.
That is actually insane.
I've never seen that before. I mean, at least I assume it was.
Yeah, I was assuming it was deliberate, but yeah, maybe not, I don't know. But cheeky. Anyway,
200 IQ.
That is it for the first half, of course. Let's send it down. We heard from Alfie a little bit earlier.
I'm happy because we stand up the playoffs, and I mean we played like really good on also group stage, but it is like 60% from us on the group stage, and they will see 100% in playoffs. When I saw Boston like this, I'm getting hyped because I didn't see before. Like it was really good match, and he take like 5 or maybe 4 clutch. It was good, and the performance was really good today from Boston. And yeah, that's what you expect from IGL.
2v2, Bianchi Yosemite still standing. Bianchi be cut off from this, so he can't quite get involved in the spray, not connecting, and Alpha staying on the defuse. You gotta put your life on the line for this. No one stopped him. They still can't stop him.
I will be happy if I take the third trophy because I'm the 18 years old, and I will be extra happy because I am taking this trophy with this team. They are really good friends, and they are really good person.
I love most about that as well as, you know, Alpha saying they're playing at 60% in the group stage, but playoffs you're going to see 100. That is just, I mean, that's threatening. If you're hearing this as well, heading forwards, I mean, Fnatic already look like they are just on a warpath to get to that grand final.
Absolutely.
To try and, you know, a chance to make history for themselves. And yeah, I mean, if they haven't been playing up to top potential, what more are we going to see? At least still, it's even for now.
It is, and I think Fnatic made a great job of being able to recover after that 0-4 start that they had, and yet Loud still scraped some rounds together towards the end to make this a fantastic attacking half. When Loud were at their best playing this composition, their attack sides were always good, but their defense could not be cracked. Fnatic are going to have to come out with some masterclass rounds from Bosa and some huge plays from the players to be able to win this one. It does look like Loud a setup potentially to take the first map.
KU-гийн knife-ийг дожсон.
That's a hard ask.
Shock-дар дожсон.
Fnatic dodging.
Мэнэр алхлаа та. Мэдээлэл өгсөн. Killjoy мэдээлэл өгсөн.
Trying to slowly lay claim to be main, but
Shock-дар тэнд ямар гоё орлоо.
Gurkha is very weak. The recon as well. Nobody broke it.
They still want to commit to this. Yeah, it's disjointed, still recognized. Nate towards their feet. Gurkha separated from the rest of his team, but luckily enough time forward, they can get themselves into the side.
Backside
very low though.
Backside
with all that damage being done, it's easy pickings, isn't it? Now
Loud яваалч
in a
байгаа
spot,
да.
there's a flank attempt at the same time, straight through B main. And this is Fnatic, surrounded.
Гараад ирчихдэг юм байна.
Avenues all fronts.
Smoke
Side,
байрлуугүй.
don't need to force some of these fights out. Sadak falling, it has cracked open a potential chance.
nice.
Aspas grasps it. A flank
Nice
from
flank.
Briar,
Nice
really
triple
paying
kill.
off.
Both pistol
Nice
rounds go the way of Loud,
Nice triple
and both
kill.
looking quite simple for Fnatic. That one just designed to be a bit of a B hit, with Chronicle using his KO utility to fake like there could be presence on A. But frankly, the recon dart just broke the entire thing. Big mistake from Fnatic there. Cowan Zine had almost won the round before we even saw a gunfight. All of the chip damage, the recon giving away what the plan was, and Loud
Хоёр
completely
ширээвтэй.
collapsed.
Fnatic-аас
Onto
нөгөө талаас
Fnatic,
болохоор нэг
taken away
Marshall, нэг
the second pistol.
Ozine is in
Guardian,
very good form currently.
нэг Bulldog, нэг Ghost,
To
нэг
be the case if you're going to be trying to hold a
Spectre-с
candle to some of these
line-up
Fnatic
гарч
players.
ирсэн байна.
We know that they're capable of it. It's been that minor, fall from grace ever so
Мэдээ
slightly
smoke.
for Loud. They've
Метр
regained their
шигшлээд
footing
орж
ever so
ирсэн.
slightly at this
Бот
event.
аваа да.
They'd love to keep it going.
And remember, this Fnatic team can be beat. We saw it before when they were having a rough
Бот
day
устгаа шууд
in the
гүйсэн.
EMEA finals.
Mid
Feels
to
like-
B.
And teams are almost forgetting that as well. Fnatic are reaching the level of,
Almost-
reverence where you're showing
almost
so much
godhood.
respect. Yeah. To a certain degree. Tucked into mid here. Aspas. Lots of chances to
Нэг
find out some of these
тагсан.
kills.
Хамгаалт чинь юм байна
And they're going to be
да.
finding them.
Хоёрын.
Book line sinker. Brought it down.
8-6 болсон. Loud 2 раунд илүү. Гарбаны
Very
раунд,
clean.
бонус раундтай амжилттай авчлаа.
Do Loud have some kind of strategy here to put... Oh my goodness, immediately we're seeing
Prime
Aspas on the operator.
Okay.
I was looking, okay,
Yeah,
maybe
no, nice
there's some kind of set
Prime.
play, maybe a flash and dash play, or some kind of spam
Yeah.
from Cowanzine. It looks like the op is going to be the win condition protect. Oh no, they've
No.
actually swapped it up.
Yeah.
They've sold it, gone for a Marshall, and instead have less buy a rifle. So not wanting to put all of their eggs in this round, not wanting to do economical damage to themselves if they're not able to convert the bonus.
Making it a true bonus.
Fnatic on this map usually extremely diligent. Going to be using Chronicle's utility like this 0 point he's just thrown to make sure every piece of the map is methodically taken away, squeezing the defenders further and further backwards until they can hit a side exec. What an interesting bounce start this is going to be for A side.
I think that lands at the back of Jenny, but no, thinking against it.
Take flight.
Drone. Now a chance to get into the side as well for Fnatic. Clear in the corner there with the drone itself. Sadic's able to just stand his ground and spam through that angle, but eventually they hit a reload and finally cross into the side. Plan starting to go down here for Chronicle. Shark darts ever so slightly off the mark. Paranoia, is that
Class
cause any
full
sort of
by
attempt to try and get into this
Loud
one?
явж full биш. Bonus round таспор орж ирсэн ба.
Oh my god. Just raining bullets back and forth, hoping for a chance. Smoke still in their face though. Until that dissipates, they're going to be hard pressed to really find anything. Traded out. Fight being taken still dose. Main control, beautiful smoke to try and cross into this one for Loud here. 2 years.
Smoke
He's got this one
TP.
entirely. Oh, Leo
Just,
brought down and out. Still tucked close to the corner post, alive and kicking with the rest of his team to help him out and bail him out. There's not too much else he can do.
Oh, Taco! Backpedaling, 90-degree flick.
Харамаагүй зүгээр хийж.
Takes out less to finish the round. I do really like that smoke from 2Es to get back in through door. That's actually a smoke that I first saw Boaster using. I believe he was the person to innovate that kind of way of getting back in on retakes. So using it against him, very cute idea. But Loud not quite being able to pull off the retake there. Fnatic held strong, got themselves in a nice spot. And did a small amount of damage on the bonus round, but not too much. Loud are going to be coming into this one though with Aspas set up in B main, op in hand. And a very similar approach from Fnatic. Get Durka fairly deep and then rely on the KO utility. Here comes that 0 point to take A main control.
Meanwhile, though, there was a drone out towards B main, and it's gained that side angle here for Aspas. All the information does not hit the jump spot though. Good info gathered. At least for it, still that attempt of a fight here. Sadak falling.
What a cool dart. That dart is only useful if Loud were fighting back over A main.
Watching for it though. As soon as Bosa goes down, you know there's some safety towards it. Dart Just lay it on top of this utility, a chance to fight over this one.
How'd he get one?
All the way. It's unheard of.
Kawanzi
Close
needs
the
to hold
corner.
until Aspas gets
That
it.
gets cleared. I mean, Leo, this brain's too big for me. He's left it down to Aspas. It's a 1v2 with the door closing. Still got a dash here.
The spike has not got into
It
sight.
hasn't crossed into main.
Nuuna
Alpha has
prattutella
turret to be able
benda.
to peek.
Played this one well. Dash now fading on top of that one. Dart has
It's
to
very
respect it. Back
limited.
around the corner in case the spam is there. Lovely util. Just to
30
cover it so
seconds
Alpha
left.
can cross. Rifle picked up.
Spike
Not supposed to make
planted.
anything of this one. How did Fnatic play this?
Хоёр эсрэг нэг Aspas ах уу.
It was a good crossfire setup.
Позишны
It's
өрийг
clear
хэцүү
for
л
Aspas.
харагдчихсан.
Holding towards Jenny.
Саваагийн дараа орчих гэж мэдэхгүй шүү дээ.
Opening. It's a shot in the dark though, with Leah's repositioned down into hell. Has to be excellent.
Ooh.
Aspas isolated it. 5 HP though. Tap and a swing from Leo.
That's
Any semblance of danger, get it
nice
out of your
try.
mind.
Really nice try.
Definitely thought there was a chance there that Aspas was going to be able to pull a miracle out in the
Oh,
1v2 against probably the two safest players that Fnatic have in those kind of spots. It's a great attempt by Les. This one really what broke Loud's back though. Kawanzine holding towards Switch, and Leo is so good for getting those final 2 kills. The clearance towards Switch is excellent. And this is the round that breaks Loud's economy. Aspas had invested in an operator. It's not a fast play towards tiles. Instead, Aspas just walks into mid. Fnatic have been putting so many resources into taking A control, they haven't been watching mid.
He's tucked down into this corner as well, crouched down. I don't believe this is ever going to get spotted.
Has Boaster seen anything?
No. Haven't seen a thing. And they're just trying to punish Alpha, I think, in this position.
0 point finds 2.
They hear the drop though. Aspas hears it. Boaster tucked to the corner.
Yeah.
Shots landing. Aspas
Yes.
is in danger. More than that.
Oh,
Who
big
is that?
movement.
Манаас талчаа.
Aspas normally a movement god on Jet, just got tangled up inside arches there. Trying to escape, you saw what he was going for.
Yeah, that would have run.
But with him not being able to escape, the chances of Loud winning this round plummet.
That's really where the danger is lying with the Blade Storms in his hand. It would have to be insane shots, I think, from some of these Loud players. And sort of squeeze being put onto Les. Many players about to meet him.
30 seconds left.
Gambles on the wrong side.
Lambot there, Smoter
Yeah,
coming up
right
here,
there,
bubbled up, but it does not
when
matter. Not when
Richard
you're hitting
plays.
shots like this. Les,
One less.
calm with the aim. Enough to rattle 2 of those shots off. No util into the corner. That's the old top of Chronicle. He's leading the charge. The rest of his team, he wants to never go of it. Time though, running short to get themselves onto the side and get that
10
plant
seconds
down.
Chronicle took that fight on
Tight
15
attack.
HP.
Тарайлгүй.
If Kawanzine had landed a body shot, he's knocked to his knees.
Post-plan positioning though is good for Fnatic. Chronicle tucked towards into B main control. Oh, angle being spammed. South foot back inside of this one. Semi-clear. They don't really know how to really approach it here. Loud. Good nade to clear it out, but here's Chronicle. Definitely, yeah. Strikes from behind, syncs it up with the rest of his team.
Зарaan ярьсан
Fnatic
яг гэдэг
in the lead now in the second half.
This Fnatic team is so dangerous. At any point, any one of their players can just turn up and win them around. The danger of having a super team, a genuine super team. Loud though with their economy back in their grasp, locked down on both sides.
3 раунд дараалал
Aspas at the top of the scoreboard, I
Round
think, has got to be a difference maker. They've been using the drone to set him up on B main. Fnatic have not
So
usually
big
been playing
main
there.
shot.
This time, everyone's
Aspas
in
in.
tiles.
Operator pixel.
Tara to try and take a bit of earlier contact here. I believe a lineup being spotted. In fact, even the dart on top of this.
Ooh.
Enough damage being done though.
One
Duncan got
less.
caught. Scaling up mid, activated the alarm bot, and Les was good for it. They were trying to get a set play where the Jet is kind of entering through market, but there was nobody to try and help. Durka was taking that space based on everyone being funneled towards the distraction in B main. And Les kept the awareness to be able to deal with it. So without the entry player now, this really limits your opportunities. You have to split through mid.
Sadak, all eyes
Тэгвэл
on him.
гоё ийгээд үлдсэн ч минер нэг өмнө л орж ирэх юм.
The Utils will try and slow them down. He does that.
Тайс л
At
орж ирэх.
least.
Тайс
That was good, wasn't broken. A flood attempt in 2 years. Dropping down here.
Нэг ороод ирсэн байгаа.
Encroaching slowly, surely, but yeah, I mean, being picked apart here still. Oh, line him up! And Chronicle almost with the 3-piece. Shut down in the end. Pop flash round the corner. Has to be respect being shown.
30
Battling
seconds
through. Drop down to the corner. These angles are impeccable by Fnatic. Dropping down though, still with the Odin. Anticipating the repeat. Plenty of bullets left standing yet. How does Leo hit it? Put it to the 1v1. So much damage done yet. Is he going to expect this? Less on the heels, but straight from the flank. This is so unusual. No way. It's being watched for less. Only needed the one, and he hits it. 9 to 9.
Loud had the read on what was happening there. It was almost an incredible play by Chronicle. It already was incredible, being able to line two of them up from that position at Jenny. And they got into the site with Boaster's smoke, which blooms and offers them opportunities. But less opens, less closes. Thanks to the damage that Kawanzin had already done. Every one of these rounds is coming down to a tiny margin. Somebody making a huge play. A tiny mistake on the other side. Quality Valorant that we're spotting here. Going into the next, Sadak has a judge online towards A main. Fnatic's utility is normally good enough to push players out of these spots. See what Sadak's plan is.
За тавуулаа main. Нөгөө талаас 2 3
to make it feel like there's pressure in this situation.
Хөнгөө газар наличчээ.
0 points already been used. So now Sadak sneaks back in.
Yeah, close. Rip to the corner here. Just got to spam wildly into the smoke and pray for a kill as well. It could be on either side. Either direction. 2 years. Can't calm down the game in time. And Dirk is just far too clean with it. Still, TPing up towards the box here. Boaster brought down. Hunter's Fury is a real thorn in their side and more. What a being done. Beautiful kill onto Durka.
Lockdowns on both sides. Does Alpha decide to use it? He's in position.
Yeah, close to the corner here. So any answer.
Хоёр талаас хоёр явж тийм байна.
On either side, just a lockdown to clear out the
Аль
side.
нэг нь устгах хөлтэй байхгүй.
Both teams have to leave.
They have to
Хоёр
respect it.
локтаун хоёулаа цадрах нь дээ.
Much better for the retakers here.
Савар.
Tank here. Maybe forces the issue ever so slightly, but still loud. Now regaining control.
За бүгдээрээ сайт руу ороод ирсэн.
Neutrals being used. Aspas.
Энд лав дээр
Actually by Lex, he's just sticking this one all the way through.
ганцруулсан зараа.
Enough sun, even with the kills flowing.
There's no way Fnatic expect less to be sticking that the whole time. I just don't believe it. Fnatic thought that they'd done enough there to scare the final player off the defuse, I think. Aspas still had both cloudbursts up, by the way, decided not to use them. The recon dart just gives less all the info.
Yeah.
That Leo is not going to be contesting that. He knows the positioning of the final player towards tree. Amazing decision making. And another round that comes down to a slim margin. You can't separate these two teams here on Ascent. Whether that's going to be the case heading deeper in the map pool, we'll have to wait and see. But this was Loud's map pick for a reason. And there was a lot of doubt. I was doubting, so were you, so was Bala on the desk. We were thinking, hey, send him to Haven. You've got the best chance there. You look the best. But Loud have got some serious opportunities to win this map. The unfortunate part for them is that everybody fell in that round for Loud, apart from Les. And their economy was already on very tenuous footing. These rounds have been won on such tiny, tiny differences that Loud's economy is now in a very rough spot.
With them taking the lead, and yeah, it's a packed house here at the Shrine. Opening playoff matches, and a banger map to get things started already.
But look at the economy.
It is. It's a bit brutal, isn't it?
Are we really going to see Loud taking a save round after winning? Certainly looks like it. Such a rarity. Sadak's actually forcing with the judge. But I assume he's going to use none of his utility and still have 3,300 to buy in the next round. Or 3,200, I suppose. Maybe he's relying on a kill.
Fnatic eager to just not give anything away. Slowly waiting this one out.
Sabratid nörsa.
A few seconds. Lineups in order. Alfier.
Нөр үдчих шүү дээ. Зүгээр юм утас гарч.
Taken out.
I've also done the math wrong there, Brent. Stadak, if he loses this round, is only going to have 2,200 credits for the
Maybe
next.
he's just, I mean, he might just be forcing judges from here on out. I don't know.
I think that's his only hope.
Sometimes, you know, you're at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Шууд
You're like,
сараа
I give up.
цагийн далгаж галаарах
Using
нь
the
дээ.
judge, holding close corners.
Мэдээ бол эцэлсэн хоёр тал руугаа хаашааш таалж болно мэдээсээ.
Nice exchange here. There's a real danger that Fnatic are going to run out of time. Down to just 30 seconds. Yeah, they've really taken their time with this one. Smoke's refreshed out towards tree.
Sadak could be the
Drone
difference
clearing
maker.
close. Sadak is close. Inside the smoke. The bullets. A few landing. He's weakened here. There it is. Time to strike. And a pre-fire into the corner has surely done enough. Revealed and deleted. Everything has gone wrong for Fnatic.
Judge player.
Well, I'm never going to doubt the judge force buy ever again, Brent. Sadak knew what he was going for. He was taking a risk there for sure. But Fnatic, their own worst enemies, letting the clock work against them so poorly.
You've got to be cautious when you're up against the weaker buys. You don't want to let anything slip. You don't want to give anything away. You want to try and, you know, poke out and see if a team is stacking or if they're getting up for anything. But yeah, I mean,
big brain,
big brain. That's a little bit too cautious for my liking.
Yeah, that was good.
But Loud, and the back's against the wall. The money, and just working with scraps. They have earned their chance and more with that first pick. Setting the pace and the tone now for this.
Things starting to crumble now. Boaster calling a slow round, and then first death in the next. Does not bode well for Fnatic's chances of being able to recover this. They pulled the trophy out of Loud's hands in front of a Brazilian crowd by making the comeback from 11-3 down, denying the reverse sweep. So anything is possible at any point in this match. Never count them out. But Loud have certainly got an advantage. Loud have certainly got the best opportunity at being able to close out map 1.
Oh yeah.
And especially Fnatic continue to have these slow-paced attack rounds. We're down to 45 seconds. They don't control lane A.
Again with the operator, crouch tucked to the corner. Control being watched for. Trying to pull them away, but the read, I mean, it's there for them. Here it is. There's got to be a shot's landed here. Chronicle takes charge of the situation, drop down to his knees. There's no real follow-up here. Seeking as well to try and get him back up, crossing to the side, but 20 seconds left into it. They do return with the fire. It's Fnatic. Still need to get themselves into the site. A lot of damage being done to them, and they are being bogged down. There's 12 seconds remaining, they can't cross in. Fnatic wants to save.
It's done! 2 rounds in a row where Fnatic have run out of time.
It's a 12th round earned here for Loud. One more will do it.
What a setup from Loud though on that A side. They have Aspas holding from Dice, a player forwards as well, creating that pressure for whenever Aspas needs to get another bullet in the chamber. Look at Sadak there, how close and aggressive he's playing. Have to put pressure on them and buy time for Aspas to get set back up. And Cowanzine, when he uses his drone, tags both players. He managed to get Durka and Alpha, stop both of them getting into the site. I mean, unreal.
Listen, Aspas is the heavy hitter at the top, but we are being treated to some premium Sova gameplay on either side, honestly. I've been singing the praises of Leo, but Cowanzine, on one.
And also, Cowanzine's a player that I've seen perform to incredible levels this year, but he's also gone missing for them in some of their most important matches where they lost in Tokyo and where they looked a bit skew-wish in the game against DRX to open up here at Champions. If Cowanzine's having a great game, the whole system works so much better for Loud. Loud 12-9 up on their map pick of Ascent. We talked about it being a little weak for Fnatic, but even the teams at the bottom, even the map, sorry, at the bottom of Fnatic's map pool, they can still beat almost anybody else in the world on them. This is putting them to the test.
We're hoping for a for a good game, hoping for a challenge to Fnatic. We didn't want an easy coronation. Nothing like it.
Fnatic-ийн хөндлөлт эсвэл сүүлийн раунд ч магадгүй.
Money to buy though for Fnatic here, all grouped up.
Саваг болтой
Setting their sights over towards B, order util. Set flying.
Flash-тад орж ирсэн.
Taken out, taken care of. Hunter's Fury close here. Aspas has not been removed, but finally there's an Ana Swarm tucked towards the side. He's got to dodge it. Lovely by Alpha. Breaks open and cracks open the side entirely.
Well, a lot of people are looking towards Alpha making his claim for another MVP kind of run from what he's done in the group stage and what he was able to do at Tokyo. And he's saving them here. Again, he saves them.
Disgusting shot, almost with a quick scope, but he's done enough in this round. Surely, he should have done enough, surely. Kawazin beams them all down here.
Recon dart back in 3.
8 bullets. There's the dart, smoke in his face, makes it difficult to try and chew through. Everybody dodging towards the side here, nobody being revealed, nobody lit up. Really, as he played this one, dodge to the side, 16 left in the chamber, lovely peek by Boaster, so doesn't let Kawazin get away with too much there. 10 to 12.
And as Loud know, the final rounds to put Fnatic away are the most difficult. Nobody knows that more than Loud. Nobody has been hurt harder by that statement than Loud. And Alpha comes out with just a disgustingly good round.
That's nasty.
To be able to pull things back within 2. Once more, the Loud economy is getting squeezed. It feels like they've been winning. They've got that 4 in a row, and yet look at the buy that they're coming in with here to round 23. There's a Blade Storm and 2 hero rifles, but it's not a full rifle round.
Slow beginning for Fnatic. It's been biting them.
So дахиад нөгөө 4-1 гэсэн тоглолттой гэж одоо энэ удаар хөтөлтөл ингэж яадаг юм бол бодож яг
within the first 10 or 20 seconds.
Сава.
But if Loud were ended up winning those skirmishes for map control, then they were in a nice spot to win the round overall. Whereas Fnatic are taking a much more slow-paced, diligent approach to how they clear out the map, and it is making the clock a serious factor.
Best thing to lock down into this one. This time showing the respect. Loud here, despite the weaker guns, despite the economy a bit broken. Peeing into the back here, tucked to the corner though. Where's the clearance? Lovely paranoia. Kawazin, yeah, out towards the open. Aspas! Where'd he pull those from?
I think just updrafting over towards the spawn area. He's caught 2 players trying to get through B.
I mean, this is now more than winnable. This could be it to seal the deal for map number 1, but still.
Alpha's at logs.
Tucked into this position. Alpha is going to have to be that difference maker. Dash. Close to the corner, it's cleared out. Alpha, beautiful shot, Boaster. So he's going to redeem himself here. 2 years though is deep into Boathouse. 2 versus 2. Rifles gain and purchase. Paranoia, it's a lovely connection. Cuts away on the sidelines. Leo is left wondering, where are they? Boaster with so much more to do. This is for the map. 7 bullets dropping down, a tap onto it. Less seeking to try and force the fight out. It's played to perfection. Boaster is just not losing clutches.
Yeah, it's overtime.
It's incredible the development that this guy has had. You heard him talk to Sadak about it before Champions began. This is a player that...
No punish though. Another tag here from the drone. The common angles, and this is going to be chipping away at them. Look at Boaster. Fallen to half health.
This is certainly going to be the most difficult round for Fnatic to win.
Spanner in the works, isn't it?
No major ultimates to work with. No jet to entry and break crosshair placement. Players chip down weak. Loud still at full strength.
And they're set up for even more than that. Another pick going their way. Boaster falling. Just that one round that they need, and Loud edging ever closer now. Nade.
30 seconds.
Drops down, spotting him away. Hunter's Fury, it's all just being combined. Straight to the edge here. Don't believe it's stretching far enough. Yep, being avoided steadily, but 20 seconds remaining here for Fnatic. They got to get a move on here. Now Flash is magnificent. Leo with the most to do, but this is it. It's curtains for map 1. Loud, fully in control, not a chance in hell. Spike in nowhere, man. Loud know it, they can feel it. A fantastic beginning to this series.
Awesome start for Loud on Ascent. They really look like they're back on this map. Playing their comfort roles, playing the composition that they were the best in the world at. And up next, Loaders and Split. 2 maps where they won in the lock-in finals. Of course, this one, though, flipped on its head. Anyone's game from here, but they've shown that Fnatic can bleed.
Absolutely. I'm so glad we got ourselves a barn burner, at least looking like it here. Super map number 1, we're going to take a short break, but the rest of the series right after this.
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually shooting? With AimLabs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. So the new ranked season, you play, you get points, you can compare yourself to your friends. With AimLabs' new one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading the AimLabs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
But we gotta find some way to save, so say hi to Glenn from work.
Hey, that's my mom.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon for just $25 per line.
And that price is guaranteed for 3 years.
All on the network we can count on.
It's a good plan.
It is a good plan. Glenn, looks like we're not gonna be needing you, so I'll see you at work.
Oh, later, Glenn.
Save big with my plan, starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Guaranteed for 3 years. It's your Verizon.
Би жоохон чиглэрлээ. Юу доо сонсож болох юм. Стрим амар хацж штт. Хүн цэгтгэлээс.
Өчигдөр шөнийн хүнэтэл өнөөдрийн зарим маргаашин үсэж бүрийг шаналхан үсэж минь таныг саналхана чиний тухай бодлоо таваран сайн зүний эсрэг хөдөлөн юрдөлн мэдрэмжин тагацсан өнгөрсөн турсан жасагацсана би нашиг жармаран татар баш харамаран хэрэггүй маш олон зүйлсээс асууж нэргээ Сашиг мандамаран харгаш буharagдараа ханаас ч бэкэн таш чүрät намайг чинэлдэг Өчигдөр шөнийн хүнэтэл өнөөдрийн зарим маргаашин үсэж бүрийг шаналхан үсэж минь таныг саналхана чиний тухай бодлоо таваран сайн зүний эсрэг хөдөлөн юрдөлн мэдрэмжин тагацсан өнгөрсөн турсан жасагацсана хиншээ сэтгэлд нэмгэлээ барьж авдаггүй тэнгэрөө тасрах гэдэг нь чамруу ласрахаар Липшэн надрах уют надад тасвир энэ чаж чаддаг гэж би тааш чадна чамныг харцээ Өчигдөр шөнийн хүнэтэл өнөөдрийн зарим маргаашин үсэж бүрийг шаналхан үсэж минь таныг саналхана чиний тухай бодлоо таваран сайн зүний эсрэг хөдөлөн юрдөлн мэдрэмжин тагацсан өнгөрсөн турсан жасагацсана Чама кара тара тара танах бэчни бара кара чодорлэ жан чамта нэрин шин гэмигэр гэт миний биеийн дулаан барыг бүцлэ жан чама кара тара тара танах бэчни бара кара чодорлэ жан чамта нэрин шин гэмигэр гэт миний биеийн дулаан барыг бүцлэ жан миний үчиг үчидаа энэ бүчиг сүүчиг та дараа суулчи Түнэс илүү чамайг олоод дөрчин норчин минутаа хүлээх эргэлзэж басаад хүрлцэж одоо чиний үг одоо чимээгүй алдаа Түнэс оргодоо чөөгөө Түнэс оргож өгөөгөө Түнэс оргодоо чөөгөө Elvis Presley movie Нүдэн хатээ гүн шигтэн Хүшиг тагтахад дайсан от моргүй Үнэ шүүн бүрдэг гэрэл тайлгдах гээ Зөөлөн гоолыг би голон рэндом үржээ Өрөөнд ороход түүний өмнө лайн одоо сайж Шалаар нэг сар
on this map was giving his all.
Oh, I mean, Alfred and Leo got the patience that those two have and the communication that they have is insane. You can tell in the server, which is very impressive. I need to see him continue that on Lotus, and I think we will.
I think there's kind of two sides. Saying like, oh wow, this was close. Like, right, you can say that Fnatic, they lost the pistols, they lost the bonus. It's great that they rallied it back to 13-11. Or you can look on the other side that Alpha and Leo were playing the way they did, and they still didn't win. But we're already into the prime gaming agent select for Lotus, and like Claude mentioned, Loud is the only team to have beaten Fnatic here.
Yeah, and this is Fnatic's home ground, Ball. If there's any place that they can come back into this series, it is Lotus.
Yeah, I think when you think back to that lock-in finals where Loud was able to take down Fnatic, I think that was a Lotus that was so much different. Fnatic has added so much more into this. The one thing I'll have to mention here, though, is we did see this Lotus from Loud in group stage. It looked okay, and they are adopting the Fnatic-esque comp without the Astra that Boaster plays on this map.
Yeah, I'm looking on the side of Fnatic for how they're controlling, in particular, A lobby. You'll see once they have money, getting that Odin up, spamming, and really holding on to that space. Loud, they have this change comp that a lot of people have been running, a variant on the Fnatic comp with the Omen in the mix, which can help you to get that early extremity control, having a TP across. But it's going to be interesting to see if Loud can take down the team who has defined Lotus this year. They're on a 10-map win streak for Fnatic.
Yeah, only one team has ever beaten this Fnatic roster, and that was Team Liquid. Loud, could they do this today? Saisho and Bren, I can't wait to see it.
We're about to find out. Yeah, I mean, Loud, they've already... difficult task as well. They take map number 1, but now they're heading into that familiar territory for Fnatic of Lotus. And that's a map that Bala was... popped up in their faces, but they're going to be giving them easy access to the A side. Full clearance out towards Tree, and Fnatic playing offside there for the retake. Nade still being held for Aspas. He saved it for a rainy day, probably when the flood tries to come through. Bit of a tap to bait it. 3 players in Tree might get awkward though. That's why the door's rotating. Need to reposition from this one.
Alpha versus Less happening over here by the breakable door.
Door broken. Less, spots it. And wow, taking a new angle. With Alfia falling, that could be more than a difference maker. Still revealed. Multiple players tucked into Tree. Nade, a lot of damage being done. A lot of players weak from Loud, and Less still might have to be that difference maker. Smoke in their faces! And it's all Fnatic just falling to pieces.
Every pistol round won by Loud so far.
Yep.
They really are looking like they're in that champions form from last year. Bala was saying when they were winning every pistol. And I completely agree with the desk. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Ascent went the way of Loud. The gun rounds were 10 and 6 in favor of Fnatic on our first map. That's incredible that the map ended up going the other way.
It's the pistol rounds and the bonus conversions that made the difference for Loud.
We saw Loud's economy getting stretched so much because Fnatic was so good in those rifle situations.
Here's a fight, here's a skirmish and a bit of a brawl, but Loud seeking to contain, put a stop to it. That is a lovely target for all the kills to be funneled up on. Cowan seems like, get off that orb.
Yeah, exactly. Nightfall is going to be available for the next round. I mean, Cowan can just decide to try and hunt, and whether or not he dies or whether he gets the kill.
There's 2 more orbs.
Yeah, they could just go hunting for orbs too. I mean, they could go hunting for orbs in the next round. Either way, they're going to pretty much have a guaranteed major ultimate to be able to win their bonus round.
Always an awkward spot when you're the last alive on an eco round for Shorty.
I love the way that Boaster's sprinting over to the A side,
I mean,
trying to get some value out of it, hunted down with the
Prowler.
Prowler.
It's a Prowler in his face, he's trying to bait them up close. The top of the site, but
Smoke
down, he's making a go of it, but that is incredibly clean.
And Kalanzig gets the spike plant for the Nightfall online.
Loud илэрхэн гарч ирлээ.
So Loud easily cleaning up that anti-eco situation and setting themselves up for more momentum. This is where Fnatic have got to win the round. It might seem like a trivial thing to be talking about when we're only 3 rounds into Lotus, but this is how Loud generated that momentum and won on Ascent. If Fnatic are going to be beaten at this point, when they're still incredible in rifle round situations, through situations like this, it's by creating momentum against them.
Convert it to Nightfall there, but here we go. Oh my god! Is that an attempt, a chance to try and fight over it? Spamming into the corner. No amount of nerdy lineups will save you from this one. It's a deficit of 2 players now.
Those are some ridiculous shots. Fnatic have got all the pressure on them currently, and the Nightfall didn't even have to be used.
Aspas doesn't know about the cross though. Already into the back of the side. That's Alpha. He's dropped down. Hasn't made any noise about it. But now spotted as well, but that shot rattled off. Aspas is going to seek to contain, he does. Doesn't get messy, doesn't get hairy, and there it is. One player left standing, it's Chronicle. Desperate to keep the rifle, but won't even get that. A Prime came in flawless, a bonus round conversion. It's part of the course from map number 1, but this is insane. They're doing it on arguably Fnatic's best map.
So I want to point out how Sadak is using his Viper Orb. Look at the positioning of this. It means that they can go straight from the Astra smoke into the Viper Orb whilst never getting caught by Leo's Horn. This is a very specific anti to the way that Fnatic like to play towards A, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take for Fnatic to realize this. They're Loud getting a lot of space for free just by using that Viper Orb in a slightly different spot, and by Fnatic using a smoke that kind of helps Loud take space at this point. They're like caterpillaring their way through to rubble, using their opponent's smoke utility.
Just hiding from the horn the whole time. B main control is lost.
The far spine there on
so weapons in Fnatic's hands, but they could really do some spam damage as well if they've got the right angles for it. There's a Guardian in the hands of Leo, the Sheriff's on top of it. Nade rebounding, they want to try and fight all the way over this one. And look at this, picked to pieces, left into the 2 versus 2. Chronicle backs away. Definitely done to 2 years. A single shot would bring him down just on the Marshall plant. Anything to push this off. Tucked to the corner close enough, and it is being covered. Still, plant there, and a chance. More than that, Boaster still up against a doubled up position that allow players. The smoke's being watched, so definitely got messy.
There was some nice shots in there from Leo and from Boaster, but not enough to be able to overcome the rifle advantage that Loud have created. And now Loud are getting so close to so many ults. They haven't even had to use the Nightfall that Kalanzig got online in round 2. Now they're going to have Showstopper, they're going to have Lockdown. These are the 3 biggest offensive tools that you have to put pressure on Fnatic. And Fnatic find themselves in almost exactly the same spot they were on Ascent.
Yeah.
Defending against a team that is creating a snowball of economy and ult advantages against them. And stealing their own strategies with the Odin, by the way.
Yep, the spam onto the line of side corner, there will be no early challenge.
Sadak has been watching the VODs. You can see the prep dripping off everything he does.
Number one thing that really should have been taken away from Fnatic this entire time. Maximizing the usage of it. Prowler towards tree.
And here comes Aspas picking up the Showstopper.
Here it is, huge ult with Durka falling.
That's just spammed through a smoke, I think. Though it's possible Durka had tucked in the corner trying to take a fight. That's a disaster. The first deaths really hurting Fnatic on Ascent as well. Durka on the attack side it was at that point. Finding it difficult to generate advantages. Nightfall, it's a fake, but it doesn't see anyone, so do Loud pivot.
Do they want to commit to this?
Oh, what a mess.
Hold on. It's crouch and spamming, cleaving into the wall. What is the approach from Loud here? Bit of a pump fake. He's collected a second one on that. Okay, got to try and get a move on though if you are Loud here. 3 versus 3. Boasters make this more than winnable. Nade. Out the one section of this one, but really it's going to have to be a post plant played on site. Boaster has the Cosmic Divide. It's earned up. Everyone off the site though.
Cosmic Divide does not stop a Showstopper though.
True.
That rocket will fly straight through.
Enough to earn him that space though. Did he even want to try and commit this ult? Looks like They should be. There it is. Cosmic Device. As soon as they drop down, though, Showstopper. Use starting to burn down and dwindle. Beautiful seas. Rocket to the side. There's nowhere to run. Not for Chronicle to survive that. It's tucked just to the side on top of it. Fnatic, got too many angles to watch for here. Really nice post-fire positioning. Leo was taken out.
They had given up by that point. Leo was just trying to escape and was denied the opportunity. Boaster had already made the call to flee. Loud are looking sublime here. People were wondering if Fnatic even could be beaten. And Loud are laying the roadmap.
Oh, yeah. I think back as well earlier, you know, we were seeing the piece of all the teams at the beginning of the day, Boaster talking about it. You know, winning 2 titles in a row, you have a title or a target on your back.
And he also said, Boaster said, I know we're going to lose at some point. You can't just always win. The question is it going to be today? Can they rebound in this moment? After losing that one, very close fashion and going down 5-0 to start on their home territory of Lotus. They've only ever lost here once. It was at the start of the year against this same opponent running a very different style. And at that moment too, if you think back to Lock-In, one of the most incredible things about the fact that we were even on the final map in this situation was that both teams had won on their opponents' home territories. You had Fnatic winning on Ascent, and then you had Loud coming back, being able to win on Split, actually, which is our 3rd decider map here today. But then also Lotus, and they looked like they were poised to be able to take the trophy in front of a Brazilian crowd on Icebox, which there has never been more of a home map for Fnatic than Icebox. Loud are always finding those ways to be able to put the pressure on Fnatic that other teams can't.
Mid-pusher. Okay.
What weapons they've saved up now. Timeout. Talking it through. Wondering what they can really do into this one.
Leo's brought down to 700 here, so he's
no
not
armor
really
with the Guardian.
Yeah, well, his economy's really stretched. He's just going for a Guardian light armor, and he can't really use all of his utility either.
Classic Haunt over the top there to try and take some of that space. Just seeing shots fired here. Door opens up wide. Alpha, that is maybe overstepping himself. Hello, that's a spike drop down. Potentially hurt there just from the spam. And Boaster, he's doing work with the Odin.
Makes things awkward to less. The door opening is just so good, but Durka punishes Cowan Scene for going for it.
Yeah, it's a little bit all over the place right now for Loud. Skilled enough to be able to make the rounds winnable. Lockdown. Placed down, Durka. Gonna go this one now to reposition. Aspas just making sure that he holds that one area of the map. There's a detainment online. Head back over towards C, straight into Durka. Plenty of chances, but no connection, at least no kill.
And Les really sharp there, being able to take down Durka. The fight's happening in spawn. Good double face.
Yeah, good response there by Leo with the trade. Now he's got a knife. Does he really seek to use this? Yes, it's a 2v2. Wants to make a go of it. It's just left up to Leo. You can see where the trail is pointing him into the corner. Dodge to the side. Les is not lacking the confidence.
Both Killjoy players absolutely popping in this series so far. Les versus Alpha is a battle to watch. Alpha dominated the first map. He's been caught out a couple of times to start here on Lotus, and Les has taken over. Absolutely taken over. One of the big win conditions for Loud being able to start that reverse sweep attempt at lock-in too was Les having phenomenal on Lotus and on Split.
Snakebite causing a bit of vulnerability, but section of A, Rubble control. It's gained and held by Loud. Oh, as soon as that door is pressed! Yeah, that is cheeky.
Nice. That's fantastic. Fnatic continue to iterate.
There's Durka, operated not revealed. Alpha close to the corner! And the movement couldn't land the third. It was traded, but Durka was instantly there. The peak from main.
And threats on either side of the map. the kind of short and close setup from Fnatic there towards Mound. And then Boaster spamming through towards Switch on A. No matter where you go, Fnatic have got good ideas, and this, the first to be able to put a round on the board by the look of things.
There's definitely money to make a go at this if you are Aspas. Economical damage is good on top of it.
Left.
You are right, Josh. It's looking like hooked up here. First round win for Fnatic on Lotus.
And if you think back to Ascent, this is a similar kind of situation. Loud were able to get 4 in a row. Fnatic answered back, I believe, with 5. It'd be difficult for Fnatic to be able to do that here again. And they have less rounds to work with.
10
Loud
seconds left.
already finding 6 and the momentum in their favor. But we have seen Fnatic go on streaks, especially if they start to figure out how Loud are playing.
Yeah.
And not only does Boaster get the kill onto Sadak there, but they also realize that the presence on A was a fake.
Okay, I only have like
Door opens, Sadak dies, there's no follow-up whatsoever. So these are the kind of things that Boaster will be reading into. And certainly, Loud are going to be more diligent with how they take that area of the map again. Alpha's picked up an AWP.
It's going to be up to him to try and lock down that C angle. Straight down towards Mound. No one going to be facing though, not early on. Loud grouped up. Down towards B. One's not broken, it's a stack from Fnatic, and the door's broken, so starting to flood back into this one with a showstopper in the hands of Durka. If there is any presence here, they want to go for it. Okay, why not? Straight into them! Blown to pieces, it's a bloodbath in main.
Colorful triple kill.
That proactivity, you love to see it.
And there's the value of having the Astra on the team. Tui's playing Omen here, but Boaster just looks amazing with all the ideas he has around the map. Les trying to make something happen against a weak Chronicle, but taking a fight against Leo, and Leo's good for it. Cleaned up.
Nice.
What a play by Fnatic. What a call on that from Boaster and Durka. That is excellent stuff.
That's where Fnatic really excel, I think, as well, just those defensive ideas.
Oh, I mean, the C's too, just in case there's anything happening in that kind of area.
Loving it. Set up. Pull from Boaster on the Astra. Yeah, it's only 2 so far for Fnatic, but no in this team. Not going to be going down easily, not in this half. Here's another fight yet to be taken.
Yeah, massive one.
Potential for vzneee, just a haunt that's taken care of. Still the molly behind them. There's 4 players seeking to really meet them on top of it. Seas was dodged. Nade sent flying as well. This is really precarious and really a fight that you just can't afford to lose. The 2 years falling now. We're going to try and pivot. Potentially, Les is making noise towards main. He has pulled players out open into the wide angles.
Les knows that there's 2 players over here, and Loud are going to try to punish. On the other side, though, Kawanzine dropped. And Boaster slips away without getting punished by the squeeze from Breakable Door and main. This attempt to react from Loud has now turned into a lurk play.
Chronicle is worried about stairs. He's actually not watching the one side here. Sadak should be set up for that. Yep, it's a freebie.
He might be able to pit here and make this a very difficult retake for Fnatic, despite the numbers situation.
They do still have the lockdown, so they do pit. Probably going to see that space being played for now. Boaster and Alfie are playing together. It's important to get the lockdown off. The Loud have a play in mind to try and disrupt this one. It's going to push them all the way into Durka. Out towards the edge.
Durka's actually moving away.
They don't want to fight over it, yeah.
Clearing out Heaven instead.
Cosmic Divide just going to be used to block off that particular portion. Another Nana Swarm. There, decay damage. Boaster is really getting chipped down, and low, but still Durka trying to defuse anything to push this away. It's a nade. Everybody's collected close to the corner. Time is ticking. Tick-tock, blast pack.
Aspas
or
has
the
another.
util, and the pit has not fallen. Time is short. And Fnatic forced to just scurry away, back away.
What a round, what a recovery from Loud. Putting the squeeze on Fnatic despite the fact that they were down a couple of players. Sadak with his timing through the breakable door. Fnatic put early pressure A and then went to go and react into B. They knew that Les was applying pressure there, but I love that call from the IGL of Loud to be able to get himself in a position where he can hit Chronicle, who's worried because he's lost so much of the map information, and then pit in the post plant. They played that situation perfectly.
Fnatic just resorting to these all-out fights. Still stacked up over towards A.
Sadak is also just putting himself in a really nice spot with this Viper Orb.
Two players watching. Bosa's holding the crossfire, but no, it's out to the open. Durka thought it was clear. Bosa seeking as well to try and take the fight straight to him. Yeah, cut to the corner, and yeah, does land it. So evens it out eventually. 4 versus 4.
I suppose with the ultimate as well, this is going to be so difficult for Alpha to deal with.
Prowler! It's good and lands to the side.
That was a lot of damage on Alpha, but no kill.
No kill at all. Still 4 versus 4 plan. Start going down here, Kawazine. To disrupt him. Be able to get that one down as well, setting up to the post plan. Only one player onto Mound.
Well, this is a very aggressive post plan position, though. They have Paranoia, they have Haunt. This could really catch Fnatic off guard once they send it.
As soon as Yuto starts to get flying and flown straight into it, sees out to the back, Paranoia, the Horn, over to the top, not quite landing the lineup actually, disrupted ever so slightly, he's still making a go of it. Running away in, they just have to hit these shots as well, the utility has faded away, but again, it's time pressure, it's ticking away, and Alpha with the op, forced once more, you gotta save it, you gotta back away, it's not winnable.
This has been a masterclass by Loud, finding every gap in the Fnatic setups, using their own utility against them to push Fnatic backwards, create openings, win post plants. If this is the form we are going to see from Loud now that they've hit the playoffs, no one will remember Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Think back to last year. It was the same story. Loud bombed out in Copenhagen. Does anyone bring that up? No, because they won champions that year. They're the defending champions coming in to this tournament.
That's what all the talks about, you know, the culmination of the year, the most important event of the year. It's what everybody sets their sights on. All that matters, being in the right form for it at the right time.
This, by the way, allowed that has rebounded after getting smoked by DRX early on and playing some pretty limp Valorant. They're bringing their A game today. What a rivalry this has turned out to be. I thought there was a serious chance that we might just see Fnatic tossing around Loud, playing with their food even perhaps. You know, the recent form in these tournaments has been so heavily one-sided towards Fnatic, and yet Loud, you always know, have this opportunity to rise back up. Made it towards the finals, almost had their hands on the trophy at lock-in, the winners in Americas where they just looked sublime. And they're playing some of their best today.
The rumors as well swirling around this Loud team about just behind-the-scenes issues, problems of practice, the drama. Americas loves their drama.
Every family has drama.
Absolutely.
That's how Loud think about themselves.
Here we stand, it's 8-2, Loud firmly in the driving seat and more. Doesn't matter if they've fallen on hard times.
If Fnatic are able to get 4, though, at the end of this, with an attack-sided map, the way that these compositions work and the way that these IGLs call, it won't be too bad.
I think that's why you saw them take the timeout then as well. That was the second timeout being taken in the first half with only 2 rounds remaining.
Alpha's also just been getting pushed back, not able to find the value out of the operator, forced back from one angle to the next. And again, getting more and more passive. The lockdown just being used to push the Opper even further backwards. But Loud are not hitting off this.
Obfuscating and hiding here, tucked to the corner, inside the pit as a Prowler!
Wow, that's so good!
Just pre-firing it.
The lockdown pushes Chronicle into one half of his pit, and the Prowler gives away his location.
It's up to Poster now. With the ult in, this timing is ridiculous, Poster! Pushing forwards, of course, risks have to be taken, but now it's a 2 versus 4 plan. Down, out for here. Drop down silently. Returns with the 1. Durka with another. This is more than winnable. Nade. Still in the back pocket. He knows both these players now playing inside tree as well, rebounding. All the chances in the world.
What a smoke.
Yeah, smoking themselves off here. Just so that they can spam, just so that they can use the util vulnerable up, drop down onto low HP, but there's that nade. That's how important it was. Sadak to 1v2 for Fnatic. A nasty way to play it. Cut up the crosshair placement. Jumping right into his face.
The dream duo of Durka and Alpha, yeah, secure what could end up being a vitally important round for Fnatic as we head close to the end of this first half. Attack-sided map, everything matters in this first. And finally, we see the value coming out from Alpha. He's had a bit of a rough half so far. Probably his first of the entire tournament, actually.
No, guys. No, guys.
Yeah. Because Loud did do everything right in that last round. I mean, you're seeing pain on their faces, yet.
Yeah.
Here it is. Last round here of our first half. Nade sent flying immediately straight towards the Turka. Just running right through the Nana Swarms. Wants another go of it. Here it is, the pull, collecting them all. The ult prime for the taking. With the showstopper going flying, no kills. Only damage being done. Aspas.
Leo
dropping and falling. Leo stuck to the corner, but still it's a 2v5. It doesn't matter if he's stuck, you're trapped in here with me. 4 rounds for Fnatic. A prime game in Flawless to finish the half. Is it gonna be enough?
Switching sides.
I think they may have just done enough for them to believe in the comeback. I mean, the recovery here and the confidence that they're still playing with, the form from Durka, Alphia, and Leo just on his own, being able to win these duels. They've got chances. This is going to be a tough one for Loud to close again, as Ascent was.
Have a leader, a listen in from Sadak earlier as well, ahead of this match and this series. Let's take a peek.
Durante a série, a gente sabia, tinha certeza que vai ser muito difícil. Enquanto a gente entendeu bem como jogar contra eles, entendimos do jeito que eles gostavam de jogar os mapas. Acho que o que mais me surpreendeu foi como eles mudavam de ritmo, ou como eles mudaram de ritmo com os dois duelistas na bind. Porque passaram de jogar uma composição mais devagar com Sage a ter uma composição mais explosiva com Neon e com Haze. Então isso nos tomou por surpresa, com certeza. Eu acho que os 3 controladores na bind funcionam bem. A gente treinou muito com eles, então sabíamos que é algo que funciona, não foi à toa que escolhimos. E realmente sabíamos que contra esse time vai ser bom.
I'm looking for the timing of these no commands and the lockdown. Sadak up close. He might have just ended the round right here without using anything. Look at him go.
Sadak with 4. Give him the ace. Les steals it, but it's a prime gaming Flawless for Loud anyway.
Comparado com a Champions passada, eu acho que me sinto com bem menos pressão. É realmente porque a gente está com jogadores novos. Estamos com galera que está começando a carreira competitiva. E o ano passado realmente já tínhamos jogadores experientes, a expectativa era um pouco mais alta para nós mesmos, então me sinto mais leve. Quando são essas situações mais apertadas que é fazer ou morrer, eu gosto muito, para isso que a gente vive, né? Para jogar, para estar nessas situações que são difíceis e a gente ganhar, então muito feliz que dessa vez eu consegui superar esses desafios. Com certeza se sente muito bem e sim, realmente o jogo não acaba até que acaba, né?
Loud have eliminated 2 EMEA teams already in Group D, and now they're looking to knock Fnatic down to the lowers. We're about to head into the pistol. Loud have won them all so far, and this one may be defined by this clash towards Mound.
Oh yeah, it's already beginning, isn't it? One way set up, recall start.
Cautious from Fnatic.
Turret spotted, Sadak can't actually break that one. Was being watched, they're really trying to push this one, man. I mean, Aspas running through their own one-way, for God's sake.
They were looking to go for the NRG play with the
trying
paranoia.
to squeeze them! It's being contained, though. The turret wasn't taken care of. Sadak ended up falling, was tagged up, slowed to a crawl. Damage done, no kills found. Alphia survives.
He's so weak. The reaction as well from Fnatic is almost impossible. They don't really understand where to go on the map. They're going to take the fight towards B.
Collected, though, and winning it. It's Chronicle and Leo. The most to do in this scenario, particularly Chronicle. He's had a rough one so far, this map, but that's a way to step all the way back up to the challenge. And more. This is Fnatic winning their first pistol round of the series. Well, it's looking like it.
And what a time to do it. After Loud have won 3 and snowballed those into bonus rounds and made things so difficult for Fnatic to start out each one of these halves when you need a comeback to occur, down 8-4. Fnatic deal with the aggression, and they're able to close things out here. makes the comeback extremely doable.
Oh yeah. Attack side of map.
I'm very impressed with how they dealt with this too. There's a couple of missed shots for sure, but there's still a lot of danger in that round. You know, Loud are coming out with some fantastic ideas on the pistol, and Fnatic are forced to respond. This is the first time they've actually been able to do that properly. Rifles up everywhere. 4 rifles? That is not normal.
The bluster being shown. Up against the eco. Loud have got a bit of a pinch going on as well. I mean, they've taken B main control, holding towards C. Any
Looks like
signs of it? It's a trap play maybe off the paranoia?
Yeah, another paranoia being held by the 2Es. This is one of the things that the Omen offers you that the Astra doesn't. You saw Boaster go for a couple of these plays with the pull, but the paranoia is very good at being able to activate traps if you have somebody holding contact or a piece of Killjoy utility, or sometimes teams will do it off an orb. Yeah. Here though, there doesn't seem to be too much danger. Remember though that Fnatic did end up getting squeezed by the clock a few times on Ascent. And if they have a slower approach and Loud hold on to all of their utility, perhaps the same issue could rear its head here.
No one's going to be waiting to receive them though, over towards C. I think the calling has done a good job here. It's pulled most of the Loud players out and over.
Little swap around there. Boaster taking the Marshal, looking like he wants to try an entry with it, so that if he goes down, Fnatic still keep those 4 rifles up.
There it is, satchel through and across, have to use the util here.
And this is very similar to the play that we saw actually broken down in that comms video.
It is, yeah.
Throw it up to the player to be able to get the plant down. Other people on Fnatic holding these angles. No Cosmic Divide for this one. And then Fnatic are going to be able to drop back into post plants. Loud's economy just isn't at the spot for them to be able to win this round, outside of some ridiculous Sheriff shots from Les and Aspas, but Les already hits the floor.
Nice hot guns again. Zerka this time though, he's trying to make a play for the ult, that's why he's doing it.
His sisterhood of the traveling Marshal.
Yeah, I mean, what a hands exchange, it's crazy, but here we go. You'd love these kills here. Loud just seeking to try and go down to the spike here. Got to try and deny Durka this chance, they do. Just drop, but still only 2 away now with that death.
Durka's ultimate is the one that Fnatic like to prioritize the most. Loud throw themselves into the abyss, making sure that they don't feed any of those ult orbs that end up being extremely important to the Fnatic game plan. Now, are we going to see Loud try and contest ult orbs? It's very common here for Boaster to call some kind of strategy that revolves around taking map control and Durka getting at least one of the orbs online.
Might be hard-pressed to do so. Lots of chances. Literally 3 orbs on the map, so Fnatic could make a play for either one of them, but looks like just leaving Chronicle to watch over towards A. There will be a lot of utility probably sent flying on the Loud side of things. Onto the top of the boombot, bit of spam. Make sure nobody's crossed.
And now they can post up 2Es. This is again something you can do with the Omen that you don't find as much value with an Astra. And Fnatic do get that orb online on the opposite side of the map for Durka. Now Durka can try and play towards the B orb. You can see the kind of methodical way in which Fnatic approach the attack side, trying to maximize their advantages. Loud have read this though.
They're seeking to try and make a play towards it. Sees.
Doesn't
just
catch.
avoid it.
Very close though. Is there another layer to this?
Not gonna have much else when it comes to utility. And yeah, he's grabbed the orb, so now with the
40
orb
seconds
online,
spent to be able to get Durka his ultimate.
2 holding close.
This lineup to try and remove 2Es from on top of rubble.
They're gonna fight it. Prowler, paranoia, sent on top. Not a fight taken close towards it still. Tucked to the corner, Loud. Need to be really careful here. Again, because of that showstopper, you can see them finally realizing they have to respect it, but down to 35 seconds.
And at some point here, the time is going to become a little bit of an issue for Fnatic. It looks like they're set up for a B split. It's an A fake into a B hit, and there are 2 players waiting here.
Cowers in. Doesn't hit the shot. Just crossed into him now. And see it. Nanoswarm's closed.
There goes the showstopper.
Revealed it. Yep, Durka's dropped. Sight's going to be theirs, though. Still, that plant will be able to go down. Nothing to really push this one off here. Few seconds to spare. Taking up positions once more. Chronicle watching Leo's back. Doesn't have to worry about the little door here. It's going to be that full retake from Loud. All Back section of the site, sending in the bullets flying their way. Alfie will fall here. There is a pull onto it, a tap to try and force and bait it out. First layer of that utility. It's going to be dragged out of them here, but Fnatic are just playing this so excellently. His diligence shown still. They bait Boaster out wide into the open. No more util! And it's all being covered. Just as I say it, it looked like Fnatic had a chokehold on it, but no. Loud, meticulous with that retake.
And also benefiting from the space that Fnatic give them on site. Fnatic are frequently playing their post plants off-site. And I think Loud know that. You know, the player that would be going aggressive and taking space is Durka. And when he falls, Sadak just calls for his team to take space in the site itself and post up towards the breakable door and towards B main, knowing that he can punish them once they swing to deny the taps. This is an excellently called map from Sadak. And we're still only 3 rounds difference. Durka didn't get a chance to use his Raze ultimate.
Only going to be one now, though.
Here it is.
Yep, as soon as it's fired off!
With the pull.
Catches.
Another masterclass play set up for there with Boaster's utility.
And Nade was meant to clear less, actually. He can still hold his ground. Bit of a missed attempt here. Still, there's so much in his face. 12 bullets left, and yeah, not watching for it. Sees.
How is he standing his ground against that?
It's ridiculous.
It's just waves of utility being thrown at his face, and yet Les still finds value and doesn't back off.
And they push behind him still. Aspas. He's holding it.
Raise battle.
Doesn't want to use the nade. Durka, he's eager to take the fight.
Leo gets his nightfall with this plant.
Taps it down. Needs to be a play being made for it. That is ridiculous. Aspas. Such a wide face, such a wide swing. Adjusting with the movement. Leo, though,
missed.
He's tucked close to this corner here. He's going to be stuck in this position. Has to take the fight, and he does not win it. Aspas still locking down Waterfall. It's a series of one-on-one duels being taken by Fnatic, but they are not winning them right now. Loud in immaculate form. Alfie. He's got to come on live right here, right now. Tucked close to the corner. No one's actually putting that pressure on to try and stop this one. Snakebite at his feet. Forced to make a play. It was all being held.
Aspas does an incredible job in the retake. Wide swings, takes out Durka, wins that duel. Then he wins another one against Leo after he misses his nade. Who needs a nade if you're hitting shots like this? Aspas took over on Ascent, and he's doing the same here again. We have not seen a match recently, that I can remember at least, where Fnatic have lost this amount of the duels that they're taking. One of the advantages of having such a stacked roster is that the 50-50 situations go their way more often than a coin flip. Here, Loud are just taking control of those duels.
It's a seize nade off the rip. In that early conditioning that hasn't been sent flying, but there was nobody really there.
And for Loud, control of this area is even more important and even more useful because 2Es can linger in this spot. How do Fnatic root him out?
What are they going to be using? Through the smoke, it's going to be fading at any moment. Yet Prowler, Durka, Satchel up close! Near-sighted! But up close and personal. So he's going to be liking it in that scenario in particular. Aspas, you are greedy for this, man. There's really no safety there. Need to clear out towards the corner, but a Satchel as well to disengage. Kawazine, he picks up the line of sight angle.
Is it the percentage play for Aspas to take the fight? Maybe not, but he's got a hot hand and he's winning all the duels. He knows that he, at the moment, is going to be favored in those kind of spots.
You just cannot fold him for it. Not if he's winning it. Late, the Haunt revealing quite a bit. Maybe now the pressure is mounting.
Fnatic again allowing the clock to tick down. There's less than 30 seconds available. And Les is in a spot to be able to destroy any pivot to be. Aspas is one away from his nade again. If he gets another kill, there's 15 seconds.
This is done. They have to win the fight towards the back of the site. With this little time as well, Stars drop down. Satchel for Aspas, doesn't seem to really use it, doesn't land the kill! It's out wide!
That's messy.
There was no coverage there. Kawazine going to try and survive now. Horn over the top is what his plan needs to be committed. I believe there was just 4 seconds. There is extension towards it. 2 versus 2. Fnatic desperate to stay in this one. Tucked into the corner now with a Horn back online. Leo and Boaster. Leo seeking to cross around. It's a slight angle. You can just see Sadak but still towards the back. It's duels that need to be won. Forced out. Spamming, it's so damn precarious. Dropping down, Sadak rips away the hopes and dreams. Well earned to get themselves into that spot for Fnatic, but right now Loud are just in such ridiculous form.
Look at the way that Loud are playing with Fnatic in these post-plant situations. Loud are so cautious on the retakes. They're not sending it with a lot of utility, trying to flood in and get aggressive in their face. What they're doing is applying a small amount of pressure, and then Fnatic are the ones going for the swings. Loud are just holding angles, waiting for Leo and Boaster to get antsy in those spots and take a fight. Vamos! Loud are relying on their ability to hold angles and win favored duels. And it's Fnatic actually that are crumbling in these moments.
Maybe the pressure is getting to them, you know, the target on their backs. Oh, Odin played to spam that corner.
My ult is ready.
Aspas happy to just skip across and still lock and hold on to that. A-Rob will control him in 2 years. Any attempt really by Fnatic. Hasn't really been working out to try and fight over there. Snakebite's good though. It's going to push 2 years a little bit wider. Still those shots rattled across. But for Loud, it really comes down to this fight. The vzneee is beautiful. They knew the Turker has crossed, and there's the punish. The call is made by Fnatic. They want nothing to do with this area. Backing away, but they've got no prior map control. None of the Killjoy utility broken. It's all still active, less with the alarm bot and the turret. It's all watching these corners. And look at Loud already flooding into position. They know which way this is going to be landing. The ults online is just impossibilities. Again, you need miracles from Fnatic. Otherwise, it's going to be Loud on series point. Time running short, less. That's the lockdown. Take the fight. Jump spot, Leo with the plans. Boaster wins his duel. Straight up towards him, still it's traded. Lockdown, going down now. But Leo's still here and active. They have to respect this though. No way to break it. Got to play off-site. And did he really have anything to deal with this? All being revealed up. Nanoswarm's being deaded very early on here. Stacked on top because they just really don't know if they're actually on this one. Smokes, these are brutal to get through. 2 years, sticking it onto half already. Nothing to break this at all. It has to be damaged, it has to be killed, and it's not in sight. Loud, they've got it all covered, every possibility. And series point on the horizon.
Fnatic with a plant spot that they just couldn't possibly play from as soon as the lockdown came through. The ultimates are overwhelming. Fnatic are struggling to come up with plans to deal with them. And the retakes come through thick and fast. The slow squeeze is too much for Fnatic to deal with right now, despite their best efforts. There are 4 Guardians coming back into this. Loud have a chance to close things out 2-0 here.
This could end right here, right now. Dirk with a satchel up top. Horn, not broken in time, reveals him up, close to the corner here. Gotta land the shots! The nade's done the damage. Where is it? A response needs to be made, and it's just not there!
The lurk play by Boaster up through B. If anybody could save them, perhaps it would be him.
Already
but Leo,
it's a wraparound. I mean,
lost
Lester's
the
already
spike.
behind him. It's all up to Boaster, and this is it. A single round stands before them. A single player stands before them. But Loud are on the cusp.
This would be Fnatic's second ever loss on Lotus, both to Loud, and their second loss ever. Only Liquid being able to take down this super team before, and they went and won the EMEA trophy. Loud know it, they can feel it. There's one player left, soon to be cleaned up. And Loud have done it, a 2-0 to take out Fnatic in the first match of playoffs here at Champions.
Loud may have fallen on hard times, but old habits die hard. They have come into rare form at the beginning of playoffs. Celebrations abound. And Fnatic, listen, we came into this series wondering who was going to be the team to test them. Maybe we should have really read it all along. Loud have come out swinging.
I did think Fnatic would bend a little before they broke, and yet here, a 13-6 loss on Lotus. Masterclass performance from Sarak. There's still time for Fnatic, but if they want to be able to three-peat, if they want to be able to get another trophy to add it to the cabinet and make this a serious era, a dynasty, they are going to have to run the longest route back to the finals. For Loud, they have just changed the course of history, I think, here today. In a similar fashion to that locking grand final, Loud have shocked the world and showcased that their form is back on top. If they can keep this up, they've got championship qualities. Yeah. And they have just made the bracket so much more interesting, so much more